Yeah, YouTube, what's good? Back with another video. Know the vibes. Well, you don't know the vibes. I'm just getting home, but I'm in the garage right now. I would do this in my room, but the kids is up and wilding right now, so I'm doing this in the car in the garage. All right, but today I want to talk to y'all real quick about a little couple things to help you develop a masculine frame, develop a masculine aura, right? It's a few tips that I think should help you. So you can follow it, you cannot, doesn't matter. But I'm sure there's videos out there already, but I'm gonna just give you my specific few things that I think you should dial in on, okay? So for starters, you must have, this is a non-negotiable, you must have confidence. You must have confidence. This isn't even up for debate. You got to be confident as a part of your masculine frame, your masculine aura. How do you gain this confidence? You have to have, first you got to be competent, and then you have to be able to, you have to have everything that allows you to have the confidence, right? So you got to have your money together. Your money can't be funny. You got to have your body together, right? You got to have something, you got to have a purpose or a drive with you, right? That way you know nothing can get in the way. Nothing can get in the way of you completing this goal, this purpose in your life. All of that gives you confidence. You know, having a strong network, having a strong group of people around you, that gives you confidence. Knowing that you can handle yourself physically gives you confidence. Right, all of these things is important to having a masculine frame, not just with women, but with men as well. Like I told y'all in the previous video, eye contact. It doesn't just go just for women, it's for men as well. It's almost like, it's like in the Serengeti, two different prides, you know, you make eye contact, we gotta rumble. Like, we gotta rumble. And you can't be the one to look away like, oh, my bad, didn't mean to look at you. Nah, you sit there and make your eye contact, let them know, like, yeah, it could really be like that too. But it don't gotta be, you know what I'm saying? But it's a sign of respect, and it's a sign of masculinity. You know, you don't break that eye contact first. You know, it's a sign of warriors' respect. It's warriors' respect, all right? And then with girls, it's just letting them know, like, I'm here. And like I said, that you making eye contact, looking at her with injecting sexual tension, it puts her in a trance, and it starts up her engine. I'll just leave it like that. It just starts up her engine, all right? But eye contact and just being confident is gonna be what the non-negotiable of a masculine frame, a masculine aura. You can't be masculine if you're being timid. You can't be masculine if you're being like a girl, which is feminine. You can't be. Impossible. All right. Next, being calm, but also being dangerous. Right. A good example of this is probably Keanu Reeves playing John Wick. Calm dude, you know, laid back to kill his dog. You know what I'm saying? Calm, laid back, want to be out the way. You know, don't go looking for trouble unless you've seen these latest ones. I want all smoke. But in the beginning, wasn't looking for trouble, wasn't trying to be, but can really get busy when it's time to, right? Just being a calm, cold killer, you know, just that killer's essence, you know what I'm saying? So just being calm. You don't want to be goofy, you don't be wilding. There's a time and place for everything, right? It's a time and place for everything. But when you out and about in the world, you can't be looking like a target. Right? You can't be looking like a target. When you're dealing with girls, you can't be all jolly, goofy, and showing all them teeth all the time. You know what I'm saying? That's not saying you can't have a good time, but you gotta let her know, like, if something happens, I can handle myself. Or especially when dealing with other men, you calm, because you know in the back of your mind, like, if this shit goes past talking, you won't be walking. You feel me? Like, we can really get into it. You know what I'm saying? So being calm, being confident, and being dangerous at the same time. Stay dangerous. Next, I say being decisive and unwavering in your decisions, right? So I'm gonna give y'all a little quick story, right? As far as this, when I was overseas, towards the end of my time there, we had got a bonus. It's like every quarter you still stay over there, you get a bonus, right? And the bonus is off of production, you know, how you've been working, things like that. It's off of a report. So it's supposed to be, right? So it comes time for the bonuses to hit. I go check my thing. I'm like, boom. The bonus is there, but it ain't all of it. You know what I'm saying? This bonus is there, but it ain't everything. So I'm sitting there now. I'm like, what's going on? Because like, I'm still here. And I've been good, you know, at least I think. And the money's not there. So now you playing with somebody's money. I go look for the supervisor or whoever, the manager who's over me, to go, you know, holler at him about it. And he must have known he did some goofy shit, because when I went into his office, he was like, oh no, he switched to nights. He's not coming in today. I was like, oh, that makes sense. So I went and talked to every last supervisor, manager in the building. And I was like, let me ask you something about this. I asked them all direct questions about where the money's at, or should it have been handled like that. Everybody's trying to give me the runaround, but at the end of the day, the answer was no, right? The answer was no. So what I did, typed up an email to the boss, to the head honcho. I went straight to the top. I don't give a fuck about nothing. I went straight to the top. And I let them know about the situation at hand. I let them know about the so-called policy that's not being followed, this, that, and the third. And then he got on the phone with me. He was like, you were absolutely correct. I am so sorry that went down like that, blah, blah, blah. And I went to a meeting with him, the supervisor who cut my check, and this, that, and the third. Bottom line, I got the money, right? Now, I said all that to say, being decisive as far as, I could have let that shit go, like, I mean, whatever. The money's money. No, I was like, nah. I was decisive, like, I'm gonna get this money because this is the right thing to do. Right is right, wrong is wrong. And two, you're not gonna play with me like that. And then three, once I made that decision, I wasn't backing down from it, right? I wasn't backing away from it, because there was plenty of times where I could have turned around and been like, forget it, it's not that serious. But it is that serious, because it stands on principles. So being decisive and then being unwavering with your decisions, right? You might not always make the right decision, but make a decision. I got two more and then I'll be done, right? So men, we gotta be full of, men, we full of life. That's what we are. We men, we full of life, we full of testosterone, we full of energy. And men's energy runs hot. Our energy runs hot. That's why even as boys, we active, we running around, we can't sit still, we gotta be doing something. We full of life, we full of vitality. That's why you must contain your sexual energy, the seed. You must contain it and control it, right? I'm not saying you can't release it or nothing like that, but you need to learn how to utilize that energy when you do have it, right? You can't just be wasting it, splattering nuts all over your room and just wasting it in these loose females. You need to be able to take that energy, that same drive, you know, that same eagerness and energetic, that how little boys are. We have that same energy as men, but it's just watered down. We have that same energy to put towards our goals, to be happy about, to be excited about, have a reason to get out of bed. We full of life. And when a man is full of life and charismatic and on his shit, people follow that. So I'm going to tell you, no fap. I'm going to tell you, don't beat your dick. Right? I'm going to tell you, don't beat your dick. That's not to say that you can't release. You know, you should be able to have women in your life to do that. But if you want to grind, you in grind mode, you in monk mode, you know, store it up. You know, don't just be wasting it. Use that energy for something positive. Use that energy to help other men, to help the world, to help women, to everybody. Right? Our energy runs hot. So when we are in our best form, were a treasure to everybody. Okay. And then and then the last thing I got for y'all is acquire knowledge and acquire experiences, and then utilize it. All right. People always try to say knowledge is power to an extent, but I think that's farthest from the truth. Knowledge is power when you put it to good use. Okay. You can read every book in the library in the world. You can have all this school-bound knowledge and stuff like that, but what are you using it for? To move the needle forward, to push the envelope, to better the world, to better other people, right? Because don't nobody care about how much knowledge you got if it ain't helping them. People selfish. Look, you got all this knowledge and it ain't helping nobody but you. And it ain't even helping you because you ain't even using it. So knowledge is power, but you need to know what to do with that knowledge. You need to utilize it, put it to good use. Don't be analysis by paralysis. You scared to make a move. You got to be confident. You got to be decisive. Like I said before, you got to make a move on something, right? And gather experiences. Gather experiences. There's too many people I know. I'm not even gonna say I know them, but too many people I grew up with that ain't never been outside of our hometown. Ain't never been nowhere. Ain't never did nothing. They might go on some vacations, but I'm talking about like experiencing life. Like going, like, I love to see people who go to overseas spots and visit like Rome or visit like Santorini, or like just places that you would never think to visit. People that go skydiving, you know, people that go look at underground tombs and stuff, people go do cool stuff, like experiencing life, experiencing other cultures, right? The culture here is way different than the culture in South Korea. South Korea's culture is amazing. If you've never been, I suggest you go, right? But just experiencing that life, it'll give you something to talk about. Having knowledge will give you something to talk about, which will make people want to listen. People like to listen to people who teach them something. People like to follow people that could teach them something. People like to follow people with charisma and good energy. All of these things go into your masculine aura. People like to follow people that protect them. Men and women. Because there's dudes you know out there, if you couldn't handle yourself, you know a dude you could call that can handle it for you. You know, like your big brother or something. Call your big brother. Same thing with girls. They know either their dude can handle it, or they got a big brother or some dude in their life that could come handle a problem when it arises. Right? That should be you. You should aspire to be that guy. You should aspire to be the one that can fix people's problems. Right? But that all goes into building your masculine frame, masculine aura. And I don't want you to ever think it happens overnight and that it's an end point. It's a constant journey of building yourself and reinventing yourself and becoming the best version of you every day. All right? So that's just some tips and some, not even tips. These are just some of the few things that I think you should dial in on when working on yourself and working on your masculine aura and your frame. All right? But that's all I got for y'all right now, man. Until next time, yo, it's Wolfgang Peak. It's Wolfgang Lifestyle. And I'm out.